afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is about 7:30 in the evening over here where I am. For most of you, this will be the first time you hear my voice, if not the only time. I apologize, I've not uploaded any videos recently. I've been extremely busy doing other things, including a couple of life issues going on and some schoolwork. But I feel like it's time for me to actually use this microphone instead of just being a keyboard warrior and talk some sense into some people out there and educate you on some real politique, some actual politics with some substance to it. With all these upcoming primaries, keeping everyone without a spine cheering, and sensible people chewing on their nails and fearing for their life, I think it's time for me to really come out of my shell and really lay down what's right, and at least what I think is right. My main issue here is not so much with the Republican base, it's the Democrats. I was born into, quite frankly, the stereotypical Republican Christian, good faith Christian family, and I can't stand it. It's a pain living with these people. You have no idea, ignorance these people spout out of their mouths every single day. It's racist, it's homophobic, it's Islamophobic, every phobic you can draw out of your card book. It's ridiculous. But the party I really have a bone to pick with is the Democrats. They have lost all sense of reality at this point. They're running around with their chicken with their head cut off. But equally as disgusting as the politicians, it's their supporters. I have not seen, I don't think America will ever again see a supporting base so out of touch with reality and so incapable of understanding basic politics and basic economics and how America works. It's ridiculous. We really need to get down to brass tacks here. I'd hate to use a Trump reference there, but whatever. And first and foremost, I'd like to go after Hillary. Wow, where do I even start? She's an abomination. Scum. Let's not forget, first and foremost, that she panders to her supporters. And I'd like to make a clear exception here. Not all of her supporters are sheep. Some of them really do think they're doing the right thing, even though they're not. But I don't really have so much a problem with supporters as I do her. As I said, she's an abomination. She is bottom of the rung in terms of the quality of human beings. There is absolutely no denying at this point that she's a criminal. It's just left up to whatever agency or whatever agent out there is trying to prove it. If you believe she's anything other than a tyrant or whatever other negative word you can use to describe her, it's not your opinion, you're just wrong. She's a criminal. She lies, she cheats, her political advertisements are tear-jerker, one-minute wonders. They don't even discuss policy. You look back at old-fashioned political ads and old-fashioned debates with actual substance, ones that people like you and me can watch for more than 5 minutes without throwing up. And it's just all about policy. Policy, I'm going to do this if I'm elected. I'm going to do that if I'm elected. I'm going to stand straight on this issue, blah, blah, blah. Hillary's ads, have you ever seen them? It just makes you want to rip your eyes out. They're just god-awful. Let's all rise up together and be the good fight and unicorns and rainbows. Shut up. It makes you want to throw a brick at the TV every time I see that. When she's up on a debate and she's confronted with, you said this and this and you went back on it, what's your official stance on this policy? She either dodges the question completely or attacks the person making the question, or just goes off on some random tangent about we should all rise together and crap, or she just attacks other candidates, never giving specifics. This woman, I've not even gone into the fact that she is criminal. I mean, I have, but I haven't discussed specifically why that is. If you don't know, look up Benghazi. There was recently a article by, I believe, the Comical Conservative and a couple other non-mainstream media news reporters who actually have their heads screwed on correctly that told or reported that she knew Benghazi was going to happen and deliberately tried to cover it up with some stupid video, which I think we've all seen at this point. She promises transparency while paying people to delete and censor her more heinous comments. And she pays agents, I don't know if you've seen this report, but she pays agents under her umbrella to bully and harass people who speak out against her. This is the exact opposite of transparency, and it's scarily close to, oh, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? Fascism, where it's illegal to criticize your ruler or criticize whoever's in government. That's so un-American, it's not even funny. We don't really need to go into that issue. It's something called the First Amendment, where you're guaranteed the right to be able to criticize government and talk crap about it all you want. That's written in the Constitution. The Constitution is not there, by the way, to give you those rights. The Constitution is there to say that those rights can't be taken away. She plays, panders on people's emotions. This is the one thing that really grates me. Like everything else, I can kind of overlook because other politicians done it before, and some other politicians in this very race are doing it right now. But she does it in such a way, and the worst part of that is she plays the woman card. I don't need to go into detail why this is so stupid and why it's not going to work. At points, he's been confronted with stuff about how her policies or what policies she does want to get in are bullcrap. And her counter argument basically goes, how dare you, I have a vagina. Are you missing your frontal lobe? Just because you have different genitalia does not automatically make you some deist or some god who is above criticism and above everyone else. That's not true. It's just you're totally out of touch with reality. You're insane, Hillary. She lies and panders to people's emotions like a psychopath for her own personal gain, obviously. She lies, she cheats. I don't think I need to go any more further detail on this, or I'm going to get a hernia. If you're one of those sad people out there who voted for her, you're voting to end this country, you're voting to end everything we stand for, and you're voting for quite possibly one of the most unintelligent people who ever run a political campaign, ever. Not just in the United States, in the entire Western world, where there is such a thing as primary elections. That's all I have to say about Hillary. Now we're moving on to... Excuse me. Pardon me. We're moving on to wire-haired Lovell Byrne, Senator... our previous senator, I guess I should say. Everyone loves Byrne, right? He can't be that bad. I don't have so much a problem with Byrne as I do Hillary, but the biggest mistake I find in Bernie's policy, which thankfully Byrne actually does focus on policy, all of his counter-arguments to Hillary's "we shall all rise up together as one" bullcrap is, I'm going to do this policy, that policy, and this policy. He lays out policy so well, it's scary. I almost like him because of that. The biggest issue I have with him is this free, quote-unquote, stuff debate, which really shouldn't even be debate. Nothing is free. For the last time, you gutless socialist turd. Nothing is free. Someone's got to pay for it. I find Bernie Sanders to be a fitting representation of everything the Democratic Party wants. It's like all the Democrats got together in some secret underground laboratory and donated DNA samples, cloned a human being out of stem cells, and Sanders came out. He promotes weed, free stuff, weed, for love for everyone, tolerance, removal of guns, a blatant violation of the Second Amendment, by the way. Any bill that limits access to firearms to good people who don't violate the law is 100% bullcrap. Weed, college, all good stuff, right? It would if it didn't cost billions of dollars. And not even billions, like we could potentially go into trillions here, which would be absurd. You don't spend trillions of dollars on anything anymore, unless it's, I don't know, our entire GDP. Anyway, the point is, this stuff is not free, and it's going to come out of someone's pocket. And it's going to come out of one of two pockets. Taxpayer money, which is horrendous for a multitude of reasons I can't get into in 5 minutes. Or it's going to come out of, rather, the bankers. He's made this argument a couple of times. And he's going to rip the bankers a new one. He's going to rip Wall Street a new one, take their money, and use it to pay for all this stuff. As much as I hate Wall Street, and I hate the big banks for their disgusting habits, this is not how economics works, people. If you take the money out of the banks, one of two things is going to happen. Either the big banks are going to start falling to the ground, crashing to the ground, I should say. Stocks will go down, and we're going to hit a big wall, and we're going to see a recession like we haven't seen, since the late 2000s. Or the big banks are going to get pissed, they're going to start suing people, and we're going to end up back at square one. Enough of economic stuff. Let's talk about something that's more near and dear to my heart. Something that hopefully I can avoid using strong language on, because I want to keep as many of these videos as clean as possible. Burns' gun policies are, well, any Democrat's gun policies are disgusting. They're ridiculous. I agree with keeping guns out of criminals' hands. I agree with keeping guns out of the mentally insane's hands, putting them in the hands of responsible people who don't have a criminal record, blah, blah, blah. More guns, good people, less guns, bad people. I do not agree, first and foremost, let me get rid of the right for a second. I don't agree with free guns for everyone. Everyone should own a machine gun, have it in their backyard. No, that's ridiculous. Now, if you have an operator's license or a special license for that, go ahead. You can own as many machine guns as you want, as long as you have a good record and you have a clean bill of mental health and all that other stuff. Taking the guns out of good people's hands, specifically all this bullcrap about high-capacity magazines and, big, scary tactical weapons with fancy names and sharp edges will make them so scary. Oh my god, it's an M16. Oh no, what are we gonna do? Let's just ban them. Hey, that won't have any negative impact, right? Totally doesn't make it easier for criminals to get them. Gun bans don't work for so many multitudes of reasons. You probably don't need me to tell you this, but here's a reminder anyway. You're just going to create a black market for either legitimate people to buy them illegitimately, or for criminals to buy them illegitimately. So you're going to ruin the gun market, you're going to make it more difficult for good people to defend themselves, or just have fun at the range, of all things. And you're making it easier for criminals to run around gunning down innocent people. Duh, I mean, that's been scientifically proven, or statistically proven dozens of times. Burn, get out. If it comes down to Burn or Trump at this point, because obviously Trump is a nominee, he's going to get in the election. If it comes down to Burn or Trump, I'm going to have to go with Trump. As much as I don't like him very much, I don't hate the guy's guts. I used to, but it's been a big roller coaster with Trump. At first I liked him, then I kind of realized he was an asshole, but then I realized he's an asshole in the good way. We need someone like Trump. We need Trump, and he's going to win at this point. People have been setting the goalpost further and further. Oh, after this date, he's done. After that primary, he's done. After that debate, he's done. Stop underestimating him and get serious, people. We may be looking at a Trump presidency. Whether he's going to get reelected, that's another story for another day. But for at least the next 4 years, go ahead and look forward to a Trump presidency, whether you like it or not. I hate to burst your bubble, Hillary supporters out there. I just kind of wrap it up and summarize here because we're running out of time. You're idiots. If you voted for Hillary Clinton, I have zero respect for you. You might as well be just the lowest life form on Earth, because that's exactly what Hillary is. If you vote for Byrne, I'm not going to hate you, but I'm going to try to educate you and try to convince you why what he wants to do looks good on paper, but doesn't actually work in the real world, which is eerily similar to socialism, in case you haven't figured that out. As much as I don't like Trump as a person, his policy is solid, his economics are mostly solid. We're going to work out some wrinkles there. But he'll figure that out once he steps into the Oval Office. That's all the time I have for now. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you listening in. Share this video only, please. Nothing in this video is copyrighted. You're free to recopy it, whatever you want. I'm not going to sue you. I can't even afford a lawyer anyway. So, thank you for watching, like I said, and have a good one.